You made some remarks several weeks ago about companies sitting on too much cash. Some of those have been criticized. The National Bank released a report suggesting that companies are spending much of that cash. Do you stand by those remarks?
Of course I stand by my remarks, Nathan. Look, the specific question I was asked was related, and there's a specific point I was making, let's be absolutely clear. And I stand by every single word that I said. The specific point I was making is that with monetary policy, where it is, with interest rates at 1%, there is a very low return on cash in Canada. That is why monetary policy is so accommodative. Because there's a low return on cash, holdings of cash are going to return less than the cost of capital for any company in this country. Now, there are reasons to hold cash. It's pre-positioning for investment. Reason to hold some precautionary balances. There's some other volatilities and things. Cash holdings relative to assets have doubled over the course of the last decade. Doubled. So at some point, companies will make these judgments. Shareholders would make those judgments. Managements will make these judgments. At some point, those cash balances could become excessive. So companies will make those judgments. I'm not dictating to companies what they need to do. But the last point I'll make, which I made in the room and is in the speech, is nobody should over-represent the investment performance in Canada. It's been solid, but it hasn't been spectacular. And we're in an environment where we've got a strong currency, imported manufacturing equipment is cheaper than it ever was. We've got fierce competition internationally. We're at a productivity deficit versus virtually every other advanced economy. Our productivity level is 70% of the United States, and we have massive opportunities, many of which are being developed and realized, massive opportunities in the resource sector. So we would expect that there would be sustained business investment, and a lot of the CEOs and senior management in that room are doing it, and we're seeing it. But look, the facts are the facts. There's a lot of cash, and there's a lot of work to be done.
A lot of the people with the big cash balances were sitting in the room today. Did you repeat the message because you want them to, release some of that cash and invest?
No, look, the companies will decide what to do with their resources, whether it's on balance sheet or whether it can be borrowed, whether they can go and get new resources from shareholders. There are tremendous opportunities for this country. It's a challenging world. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. There are still great risks in Europe. The United States isn't what it used to be, and it won't be for some time. China is slowing. We give our forecast on where we expect China to go. But there are tremendous opportunities in this country, and this is an economy that works. This is a financial system that works. And so the challenge, and again, I'm not pointing fingers at specific companies, but the challenge is, do we try to wait out a crisis or a adjustment period that is going to go on, the adjustment period, just to be absolutely clear, not the crisis, the adjustment period that's going to go on for at least another 5 years, probably another decade in the major advanced economies. Are we going to lower our expectations in the face of that, or are we going to deal with the things that we can deal with? Individual companies, individuals will make those decisions, but the better ones will get on it.